Love has a way of turning the simplest places into magical beginnings. On a golden evening at the farm Officer Lee gifted to Sam, the couple sat hand in hand, dreaming of the day they would finally say, I do. From planning their wedding photos among blooming fields, to inviting loved ones, to choosing the perfect place for their celebration, every detail became a promise of forever. And when the talk turned to a honeymoon by the sea, their joy felt boundless. Don't miss this heartfelt journey. Subscribe now and join us as we step into their story of love and happiness. The late afternoon sun stretched lazily across the horizon, spilling a warm, golden light over the wide expanse of the farm. It was the very same farm that Officer Lee had gifted to Sam, a symbol not just of his love, but of the future he wanted to build with her. The wooden porch creaked softly beneath their feet as they sat side by side, shoulders gently brushing, hands intertwined. From where they sat, the fields rolled endlessly, dotted with rows of fresh crops and the occasional sound of birds returning to their nests. The air smelled faintly of wildflowers and herbs from the small garden Sam had lovingly tended, and the scene felt like a quiet promise of peace after years of chasing storms. Sam leaned her head lightly against Lee's shoulder, her eyes softened by the sight before her. She whispered about how this farm had become her sanctuary, a place where the noise of the city and the weight of his dangerous job as a police officer seemed far away. Lee glanced down at her, his gaze filled with both gratitude and determination. He had fought so many battles in uniform, but the battle for happiness, this happiness, was one he was most willing to give his all for. They sat there for a long moment in silence, listening to the crickets begin their nightly song, the world slowing down around them. Sam's fingers traced idle circles on Lee's palm, a gentle rhythm that reminded him of how fragile yet profound love could be. At last, Lee broke the silence, his voice steady but tender. It's time we start talking about our wedding, Sam. This farm, this place could be the beginning of everything for us. His words hung in the air like a vow, simple yet heavy with meaning. Sam's smile deepened as she pictured what their wedding day could look like. The thought of capturing their love in photographs made her heart race with anticipation. She turned to Lee with a playful sparkle in her eyes. What if we had our photos taken right here, among the flowers? She suggested, her voice carrying a mixture of excitement and warmth. This farm isn't just a gift, it's our story. Every corner holds a memory, from the first seeds we planted together to the quiet evenings spent on this porch. Imagine us standing under the arch of wild blooms, with the field stretching behind us. It would feel like we were telling the world, this is where our love grew. Lee listened with quiet admiration, his gaze never leaving her face. He loved the way Sam's imagination painted their future so vividly. For him, it wasn't just about the wedding photos, it was about the meaning they would carry for years to come. He nodded, his lips curving into a tender smile. I couldn't agree more. The farm has been our beginning. It's only right that it's part of our wedding too. As they leaned closer, their conversation naturally shifted toward the people they wanted by their side on that day. Lee began to list names aloud: his parents, Sam's closest friends, the colleagues who had supported him through long nights on duty, and even a few neighbors who had quietly cheered for their happiness. These are the people who've stood with us, Sam. They've seen our struggles, and they deserve to witness our joy. Sam's heart swelled at the thought. She imagined the laughter, the chatter, the clinking of glasses, and the warmth of familiar faces gathered under the glow of string lights hung across the farmyard. She could almost hear the music that would carry them into the night, surrounded by love and blessings. For a moment, she closed her eyes and breathed it all in as if it were already real. The couple laughed together as they tossed around playful ideas, Lee joking about inviting his entire police department, Sam teasing him about how she would need a bigger kitchen to cook for so many guests. Their laughter echoed across the fields, blending with the sounds of the evening. Every word they shared was another thread woven into the fabric of their future. As nightfall settled over the farm, a gentle breeze carried the scent of blooming jasmine from the garden, wrapping the couple in its soft embrace. Lanterns hanging from the porch beams flickered to life, casting golden circles of light that danced across Sam's face. Lee squeezed her hand and leaned forward, his voice low yet filled with excitement. What if we host the wedding right here, Sam? Imagine it. This farm transformed into a place of celebration. String lights across the trees, tables filled with food and laughter, music drifting through the air. It would be more than a party, it would be us sharing this home, this dream with everyone we love. Sam's eyes lit up instantly. She could already see it. Long wooden tables under the open sky, wildflowers arranged in rustic vases, their loved ones smiling as they celebrated amidst the very fields where she and Lee had poured their hearts. It would be perfect, she whispered, her voice trembling with joy. This farm isn't just ours, it's alive with every memory we've made. To promise forever here, it would mean everything. Their conversation naturally flowed into dreams of what would follow. Sam leaned back against him, her gaze lifting to the stars beginning to scatter across the velvet sky. And for our honeymoon, she said softly, I want somewhere by the sea, a quiet beach where the only sound is the waves. Just you and me walking barefoot in the sand, no schedules, no duties, only us. Her words painted an image so vivid that he could almost hear the ocean, feel the salt in the air, and see her hair dancing in the breeze. He smiled, pressing a gentle kiss to her temple. Then that's what we'll do. After we celebrate with everyone here, we'll escape to the ocean. You deserve that peace, Sam. After everything, you deserve the world. His voice carried the weight of his promise, steady and unwavering. They sat there for a while longer, wrapped in the glow of lanterns and the song of crickets, their hearts brimming with anticipation. The farm, once just a gift of land, had become the stage of their love story, first with quiet evenings, then with laughter and plans, and soon with vows and a lifetime together. In that moment, both Lee and Sam knew that their future was not a distant dream, but something already blooming around them, as real and beautiful as the stars above.
Hello, xin chào tất cả các khán giả của kênh Nhí Tử Sam Review. Rất vui vì ngày hôm nay lại được gặp lại các bạn trong tập phim ngày hôm nay. Trong tập phim ngày hôm nay thì tại trang trại của Sam, nơi mà cảnh sát Nhi đã mua tặng cô, Sam và cảnh sát Nhi đang bàn bạc với nhau về đám cưới tương lai của hai người. Hai người đã dự định là mời những ai, tổ chức tại đâu, và sau đám cưới thì hai người sẽ đi tuần trăng mật ở đâu. Đó là một buổi bàn luận rất là thú vị và hạnh phúc. Liệu rằng mong ước của hai người có thành hiện thực hay không? Còn khó khăn nào, rắc rối nào ngăn cản hai người đến với nhau hay không? Tất cả sẽ được hé lộ vào các tập tiếp theo, sẽ được phát sóng hàng ngày trên kênh Nhí Tử Sam Review. Các bạn hãy bấm vào nút đăng ký kênh để nhận được thông báo mới nhất về tập phim sẽ được phát sóng hàng ngày trên kênh nha. Cảm ơn các bạn rất nhiều. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại. Bye bye!